Hey there. Today we're diving into a dark and often overlooked chapter of history, the reality of white slavery. While we usually associate slavery with the African slave trade, there's another story that needs to be told. Did you know that between the 16th and 19th centuries, over 1 million Europeans were captured and sold into slavery? It's a shocking fact that many history books don't cover. These enslaved Europeans were known as white slaves or Christian slaves, and their stories are just as heartbreaking as any other form of human bondage. Let me share 10 surprising facts about this historical tragedy. First, the Barbary pirates were the main perpetrators, raiding coastal towns from Iceland to Italy. They would attack villages at night, capturing men, women, and children while they slept. Second, entire coastal towns in places like Ireland and Cornwall were abandoned because people were too afraid of being kidnapped and sold into slavery. Third, the value of these slaves was often determined by their skills. Craftsmen and educated people could fetch higher prices in slave markets. Fourth, many European women were specifically targeted to be sold into harems or domestic servitude in North Africa and the Ottoman Empire. Fifth, some coastal communities in Britain and Ireland actually paid annual tributes to the Barbary states to prevent raids on their towns. Sixth, major slave markets existed in places like Algiers and Tripoli, where Europeans were bought and sold alongside African slaves. Seventh, unlike the Atlantic slave trade, these captives had a chance to buy their freedom if they could raise enough money, though this was rarely possible. Eighth, some famous writers of the time, like Miguel de Cervantes, author of Don Quixote, were themselves white slaves for several years. Ninth, the practice didn't end until the 19th century, when European naval powers finally had the strength to suppress the Barbary pirates. And 10th, it's estimated that the descendants of these white slaves still live in parts of North Africa today, though many have lost connection to their European heritage. This history reminds us that slavery has affected people of all races and backgrounds throughout history. It's a sobering reminder of humanity's capacity for cruelty, regardless of the victim's origin. These stories deserve to be told alongside other histories of slavery, not to diminish any other experiences, but to understand the full scope of this human tragedy. If you found this information enlightening, please help spread awareness by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Also, share your thoughts in the comments below. What aspects of this history surprised you the most? Remember, understanding our past, no matter how difficult, helps us build a better future for everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.